give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
Good afternoon, and welcome to race number 16 on the Xfinity Series schedule. It is the conclusion of round 2 and the penultimate race on the season for these 40 drivers here going for the title. We got Christian Grace in the booth once again. He was absent last night for the barn burner of the truck race we had. Christian, how you doing? You feeling a little better from your COVID spell?
I'm glad to be back in my college dorm for once. Being able to interact with people and all that. Tested negative for COVID yesterday morning, and it's been nice to be able to interact with people again.
I bet it is. Even if it's virtual or in person, human contact is always important. We are here to decide who is going to be our championship for class of season 1 in the Xfinity Series. I will throw up the playoff standings for you right now. As you can see, we have only one of the 8 drivers clinched in. That's Alex Jarvie. He got that win last not Talladega, it was Kansas. He went on and got an early victory and clinched his way on. The last race, however, we had a little bit of a wild card. It wasn't any of our playoff or current playoff drivers winning that one, but that just makes it all the more open for this one. We got Hope Torres. I did some math, and she needs a 32nd place finish to clinch her way in, regardless of the outcome of this race. So, a little bit of a accident on the front row or front stretch there. Yeah, so Hope Torres is pretty much in the show, barring any setbacks, but it's Martinsville. You never know what's going to happen there. Ron Marks is in 3rd place currently with 13 points above the cut line. He is sitting first in practice right now, so looking pretty good for him right at this moment, but qualifying is going to be the most important thing during this race, and I think top 10 will likely get him in, but you never know what those other drivers behind him can do. Jack Carr, only one of 3 drivers on the season to have more than one win. He's looking a little bit iffy right now, just 7 points above the cut line. He could very well win this race, but he's been a little bit inconsistent throughout the season. He's getting better as we go, but question marks are going to arise there in the Hughes camp if Jack Carr doesn't make it through. Sebastian Alonso, let's go on to the first driver to looking in, or outside of the points right now as they are. Sebastian Alonso has had very inconsistent season, to say the least. He's been unlucky. He's been struggling at times to get a grip with the car. We've saw one race where he just looked like probably the best driver out there, and besides that race, I haven't been too excited to see what he's producing on the track. So we'll see what else Sebastian can do for us today. He's where is he right now in practice? It looks like he's struggling once again. 25th, about 4/10 off the fastest lap time right now. So we'll see what he does in qualifying. Excuse me, but I don't know. That's probably my biggest question mark right now is Sebastian Alonso. Nicholas King, our regular season points champion, probably the most consistent and best finisher we've had all season long. Only one win to his name this season, but let me fire off some numbers for you guys. 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s, an average finish of 10.73, which it was sub 10th place going into this round, but he has had 2 questionable races. Talladega was not kind to him, and now he is 10 points out, looking for another good race here to get himself into Phoenix. But it's all going to come down to how this race goes for him. Dominic Hall, I would say, has had a sublime season as well. Not as good as Nicholas King, but he's only 3 points below him. So Dominic has been pretty good this season. He's been unlucky at times, but overall, I'd say he's, it's surprising for me to see him that low right now. But this format really punishes you for having one bad race in these rounds of 3, and it could easily go one way or the other for Dominic after this race. Archie McDonald, the third and final driver with multiple wins on the season, he's struggled the last 2 races. He won in the first round of the playoffs, clinched his way, and it's been all downhill for him since. I think it's 3 bad races in a row for this gentleman, and he's likely gonna need a win to get in, but a top 5 could easily push him in as well, depending on how Ron and Jack and all the other drivers do in front of him. So he's likely gonna need a win to get in today, but it's not unlikely he'll qualify bad. He's got the best qualifying record of anyone in the entire series. And we got Matt in the comments here saying, I'm not going to note where Atkinson should be in the playoffs, because everyone knows at this point NASCAR does these playoffs 3 races at a time. So if you want to go back to the old point system, let me know. Then I'm sure Nicholas King would be happy to do that, especially this season. That would just reward consistency. But that's just how NASCAR is nowadays. Christian, we got 24 seconds before qualifying. Who's your pick for this one?
Can't go wrong with Ron Marks up there in the first position on practice. He's the only one to run a sub 21 second lap here, and he seems to be blisteringly fast today.
All right. Well, it's going to be tough to pick the winner before qualifying, but if I have to choose someone who's just going to make it in, that's out right now, I'm going to say Nicholas King is going to pull something out. He may not win this one, but he's going to make up that 10-point deficit, and I see him advancing. It would be criminal if this young man didn't make the race at Phoenix. He's had such a great season, and we've seen it time and time again in the truck series. We saw, you know, Carlos Perez in season 1, regular season winner, dominates the regular season, 4 wins in 10 races, and doesn't make it out of the first round. We saw it again in trucks this season. We had Danielle Baker dominate regular season and doesn't make it out of the first round. Nicholas King somehow made it out of the first round, being our first regular season champion to do that. But if he doesn't make Phoenix at this point, I'm going to be very shocked and surprised. So let's get into qualifying and into the race, and we'll see how everything's going to shape up in the next 125 laps. Oh, Ron Marks holds up that that stellar practice time with his first pole. I'm gonna see, is that his first pole on the season? Yes, it's his second pole on the season. He's actually not a bad qualifier based off this 13.73 starting average starting position, so not too bad. Caleb Lane, who didn't quite make the second round of playoffs, he's right there in the outside front row. Going a little further back, we'll see where are our playoff drivers. 10th is the next playoff driver, Dominic Hall. Further down there, we got Alex Jarvie in 20th. He's going to be having a pretty chill race. Archie McDonald, 28th. Alonso, 37th. Did I miss a couple drivers here? Where is Jack Carr? Is 38th. Wow.
Hope Torres in 40th.
Wow. So I said she needs a 32nd place finish to lock her way in. She's gonna do it the hard way. Is that all 8 of our drivers? Nicholas King, where is Nicholas King? Right there in 24th. So wow, playoff drivers failing to show up for this, except for Ron Marks. Ron Marks got the memo, but we're gonna be watching these guys make their way up from the field, from the bottom of the field all the way up the whole race. 125 laps here. I'm just gonna make sure I have everything set. Like, we got the yellow flags on, we got everything else perfect. So this will be very interesting. Looks like your prediction of Ron Marks may come true here. Like I said, 125 laps. We saw the trucks come in pit road around lap 52, I believe, was the first one, and looks like Matthew Price is already on pit road, did not make the start. We are green flag racing. Round 2 will conclude after this. But we saw the leader last night just dominate. Keith Hughes led 98 of the 100 laps. The only 2 he didn't lead was the one during the pit sequence and the final one. I'm sure if Keith is watching, he doesn't want to remember that, at least so soon anyway. Like, Ron Marks has now cleared the outside row. He'll be just getting into a rhythm, just like all these other drivers. Matt Price gonna start this one at least 2 laps down. Hope Torres came into this one 46 points above the cut line. Gonna have her work cut out for her. Already making up 2 places. There's Jack Carr, who's also fighting for his playoff hopes, only 7 above the cut line. He is now scored in 40th at Oscar Mayer machine.
Still, we never did figure out what was special about the hot dogs in that car.
Yeah, Keith, I remember you telling me to look at the hot dogs on that car. I'm not sure if you brought it up at Kansas, I believe. Not sure what's so special about those hot dogs. We zoomed in on them pretty good at Kansas. I couldn't figure it out, neither could Tristan. So let us know if there's anything we need to look at on that 84 ride before this one's over. Sebastian Alonso, 7 points above the cut line from Jack Carr, who is currently 39th, it would appear. It's like he's flirting with that 7-point deficit right now. But I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, being so low and these other drivers a little bit higher than them. See Archie McDonald in that green and white Chevy there. 89 ride. He is also pretty much needing a win now. And so far down, he'll likely need a win to advance to the next round. Unusual for him to qualify that low. But, you know, Martinsville, if he's he picked a good race to start qualifying badly, that's for sure. Nicholas King, regular season champion. Man, it seems like all our playoff drivers are just in the bottom here. Nicholas King struggling in heavy traffic right now. Last lap scored in 29th. See that yellow and white Elman Chevy there of Alex Jarvie, who's already locked in to Phoenix. He's just along for the ride. Some ash maybe for next season.
They're battling side by side with the two of Freddie John.
Old Freddie John.
Still not sure where he's going to go next season. He could go down to the Truck Series and to run for a championship there, or he could try and prove himself in the Cup Series. You don't know. Management is still deciding his fate.
I think overall he's done good with the equipment he's been offered this season. Had some good finishes, mostly average, but you know, can't ask for too much more from a rookie, I guess.
I mean, he's done absolutely amazing. He's definitely like outdriven his equipment each and every week.
We'll see how he gets on in the next 112 laps or so. We continue to go reverse through the field up toward the front. Atkinson here. That is confident. Atkinson would have done very well under the old point system. I think he'd probably be second or third maybe, but Nicholas King had such a huge point lead going into the playoffs. I don't think anyone would have caught him.
And Nicholas King was untouchable during the regular season.
Here's your other entry here. Zach Shaw had a bad race at Talladega. In a rebound a little bit. He's 16th right now, so not doing too bad.
Who'd have guessed our super speedway driver is also good at short tracks?
Through here is Dominic Hall in that 85 car, so he's I'm sure at this point he's probably made up that sub 13 point deficit, and probably want to gain a little more points right now just to be safe. But it's like as of right now he probably locked into the top 4. What is this car doing up here? Unless he's a lap down already. Nope.
He's
66 of Timmy Hill. What is Timmy Hill doing in the top 5, holding up the whole pack? It looks like there's such a... What the heck happened there?
Get out of the way, Timmy. You're not in this episode.
Well, I'm sure if Mike's watching, he's loving this, but I've kind of made it so these drivers don't usually interfere too much with the rest of the drivers, but every now and then you see one kind of sneak up into the top 10.
Like our first ever on Days of Thunder offline race where Clay Greenfield beat Matt Moss to the line at Daytona.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, but still kind of funny for him to win by 0.02 of a second. That Dave Grubb, Hustlers Racing 1-2 right now, looking to put Matt Price 4 laps down. This is a Ford show up front. Ford's pretty much with this pass here from Murphy. Now Fords are going to be in the top 6. Wow. It's pretty dominant from Ford to make a statement like that, and just goes along with their manufacturer points. They will likely clinch after this race. They are currently 12 above Chevy for the points title. All they need is a 7-point deficit to clinch it. So yeah, I think if they finish third today, they will still clinch. Of course, with this dominance right now, they'll have
going for the pass on Ron Marks.
No team orders at HRI. Looks like Dave Grubb, team owner here in this 33 car, is confident that even with a second place finish right now, the 13 of Ron Marks will still advance, and I would agree with him. Dave Grubb putting Price 4 laps down. As you can see, lap traffic starting to creep into the frame here. Lap 24 now, getting closer and closer to pit stops, about halfway now. Should be a 2-stopper. I don't see them going more than, I guess it would be 62, 63 laps on one set of tires and fuel. We'll see. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the tire and fuel runs at the tracks.
The wear is two times normal wear, which fuel-wise you could probably make it on a splash and go on this type of track at 125 laps. But for some reason the AI here do not like to drive on used tires. And even driving this track myself, the tire wear isn't that abrasive, but you do lose a little bit of time. But for some reason they break it down into two, and they'll come about half as frequent or twice as frequent as they should.
Oh yeah, it's an AI that can drive itself around a track, so it's quite impressive. So I feel like we can let it go if it does a few extra stops during the race.
Yeah, it's generally not a problem if it's an all AI race. But when you're racing, with AI, it kind of sucks. It takes the immersion out of it if they're hitting too frequently, or if they seem to have longer tire wear than you or better tire wear. It's it could make or break a simulation. But with an all AI race, they're all in it together, so it doesn't bother me too much. Ron Marks having a little bit of difficulty getting around Matt Price. Let's check in with our other playoff drivers now. Looks like Nicholas King is struggling big time. Lowest playoff driver, currently in 35th. Last time by. That's not going to be enough for this young man. Alright, and going a little further, looks like the VRM cars are in serious trouble today. I know I said Hope Torres needed a 32nd or better finish, but both VRM cars are struggling big time right now. 31st and 35th. It's not going to be good for Hope Torres for her to be so close to the line. You never know what's going to happen on a short track. You could easily get spun and get some damage on pit road. Being this far back, it's very easy to ruin your race. One position higher than that, we got Jack Carr, two-time winner this season, shown in 30th place. That's I don't think that's going to be enough for him as well. 7 points off the cut line. With Dominic Hall so high up, I'm seeing Jack Carr getting knocked out right now to Dominic. That would be your final four right there. Hope Torres just barely doing enough right now to keep herself in it. Alex Jarvie already clinched, as you can see. the only name coming into this race locked into Phoenix. Archie McDonald, another playoff driver. Everyone's sub 25 right now. It looks like Archie's 27th and struggling. Sebastian Alonso, 25th. So not doing enough. Of course, a caution could come out at any time, change everyone's strategy. Something we didn't see last night till the final lap. I'm gonna call falling back a little bit. It's like he's only 16th now. He was closer to the top 10 last time we were viewing him. Would you believe it? Dominic Hall is the second highest playoff driver right now in 16th.
That's crazy.
That's a bad
Only
night
16.
for. The window is open for any of these playoff drivers who want to step up right now. Ron Marks is holding his own in second place, and everyone else is struggling. That's another good point, Matt. Looks like HRI could overtake VRM in the points with a dominant performance right now. Looks like VRM was only 9 points ahead of HRI coming into this, and with a 1-2 finish, it's looking pretty good for HRI. They were third 2 races ago, overtaking Jarvie Motorsports at Talladega, and they could easily come out here with the point lead going into the final race. Dave Grubb starting to walk away now from these other contenders, second and third in your frame. That red 43 is multiple laps down. The yellow and green and the white and gold car, both second and third. Our leader now starting to make his way through lap traffic. 17 of Anderson on the free market, from what I understand. Not trying to, I guess, trying to get some sort of deal for Anderson, who has just not performed this season. Average finish around the 20s, didn't make the playoffs, hasn't performed. He's a very expensive driver for his performance, so not like he doesn't have the skill, just, I don't know. Equipment's, you know, average for Xfinity, so I can't figure this one out. But one driver that probably needs a fresh page to turn, and if anyone's interested in Anderson, contact Matt. He's looking for offers.
Not be a bad idea to invest in him. Maybe he can find new life in a new team. You never know.
We've seen it from other drivers. We had Daniel Banks struggling at ATR, and look at him now. He's making consistent races with HRI in the Truck Series, and same for Noah Cole. Noah Cole was struggling at, you know, HRI, and now he's at Hughes, and he's doing very well over there. So sometimes it just takes you know, fresh change of scenery to turn things around.
Then again, it can also go the other way, like Virginia Brock moving from getting kicked out of Hughes Motorsports and coming over to my team, and just going from a top 5 rookie to barely being able to qualify for races, you know?
Got our first set of pit stops now, coming a bit earlier than the Truck Series. Looks like up 45 was the marker there. Wasn't expecting them to come so early. The 33 of Grubb and that lime Ford Mustang there with his teammate in second. Ron Marks, that yellow car right at the front of pit road. Grubb is on his way. Good pit service. Marks and Madden also on their way. I saw Nicholas King is a lap down now, so his job just got a lot harder.
I was saying that 33 has got to be sweating those pit stops. If anybody needs to be sweating those pit stops, it's got to be Matt Moss with his current track record of pit stops.
Yeah, him and Grubb seem to have pretty bad luck when it comes to hitting pit road on your green, especially. See that 99 car just finishing her service. She'll be very far down the field. She comes back out. A lap down now for Torres, and I'm gonna start to wonder if she's maybe sub 32. Tricky to find our lead cars now. Dave Grubb on a tear, hitting early, and there's Jack Carr now. I want to think Jack Carr might be 2 laps down. Unless Jack Carr made up some spots on the pit. Oh, looks like Jack Carr is now 26th. I'll put that back up for you guys to view. We got Dave Grubb making his way through the field nicely. Already lapped up to 26th, or sorry, 28th now. Working on McLaughlin.
They're just currently trying to build up that massive lead he's got right now. Just like Keith Hughes did last night before,
Well, Keith was in another atmosphere. That was crazy how far ahead he was. He was about 9 seconds, 11 seconds ahead of the field. He got a quick tow, about a 20-second tow, and he still finished third. That's how far ahead he was. Could have been a lot worse, that's for sure. In with our playoff drivers. Ron Marks still holding second after that pit sequence. Going quite a ways down now. Let's see if we can find our next playoff driver on the lead lap. King in top 10. Having a good night. Simpson tried to kind of go all over the place, but I think Simpson could likely wrap up the regular season, or sorry, the rookie points with a better finish than McLaughlin tonight. And it looks like McLaughlin is way down the field, so he might clinch that up. So we'll wait and see what happens there. Further down. Oh, and the 19 has stopped on the track. That usually means caution is out. So Dave Grubb is going
on here.
Dave Grubb is going to have to build that lead back up. Oh, McLaughlin
wow.
Getting in the way, taking out our leader of green flag stops happening now. Hopefully nobody goes too many laps down from this. Sometimes with Martinsville it can get a little tricky. You see that 40, or sorry, the 81 car is the last car on the late lap. Let's see what happens if he can take service or not. Shows you how many cars were a lap down there. Look at that train that wasn't eligible to pit.
Dave Grubb gets out of his pit box. We'll see if he can. And he beats Ron Marks off with ease.
Easy stop for the 33 team. No pressure there. That 81 was the last car on the lead lap. Looks like he's going to get away, not losing one. But some of the slower stops are the 93 of Perez, and it looks like the 0 might go a lap down. Looks like Perez got away, but the 0 will not. All these cars on pit road were still a lap down, so no worries there. Interesting. This will change a lot of things. Like Hope Torres elected not to pit that time. In her playoff hopes alive. Not sure if this will be the right call or not, but she does have the track position now. Getting amped up. The 48 finally had a good pit stop. Like the 84, if Jack Carr also didn't pit, this is an interesting strategy from the 84. He was fighting to stay on the lead lap as well. Now he's shown in second. It's interesting. I thought I saw the 84 go around. I thought the 84 was a lap down. That's why I didn't comment on it, but looks like the 84 was able to stay on the lead lap. Bit of a bunch up there. So that'll be interesting. So they were about halfway through the pit cycle when that caution came out. If they're pitting every 45 laps or so, next time the 84
big checkup.
Big, yeah, that's pretty standard for Martinsville. Next time they'll have to pit is lap 90. So I might as well stay out, I guess, for track position if you're gonna go for it. I mean, Jack Carr's very close to the line, playoff line, and everyone has to make one more stop again. Might as well try something. Alternate strategy. Here we go. Hope Torres on the tail end of the lead lap. 33 is your leader. It's a mountain of cars to fight through now. In the bottom lane, preferred lane. Keith Hughes telling me the 84 was one of the last cars to pit, so maybe he can go a little bit further than lap 90. So that means he was only out for 10-15 laps before the caution came out. So that's even better for that 84 car. Wow, Fords continue to dominate. All Fords in the top 5, and then we have our first Chevy.
It's 6 there, and 31 of Vince Curtis.
31 in Xfinity is Thomas Cook. Vince Curtis is the number 1.
Oh, how did I miss that?
Because he races, I think he races 31 online, so that's probably why. Jack
yeah, that
Carr.
makes sense.
Jack Carr looking low on Grubb to maybe take over the lead. That would be impressive on older tires if he could make a pass or two, but I'm sure he'll be happy with just staying out of trouble in the back and just keeping his track position. 89 there, also fighting for a playoff spot. Donald is 1 lap down at least. Tail end, or sorry, the first car lap down. On Mark still fighting for top 5 spot, which should be just good enough. A little further back. Let's see what we have happening here. Dominic Hall, top 10 spot. That's it's getting closer now. I mean, a lot of these guys that started further in the back in the playoffs, they were starting to make their way up, so very close for Dominic. I'm not sure if top 8 is going to be good enough. I think top 5 would be a safer bet, or obviously a win. Willis King still struggling heavy in traffic. Down 36th right now. This could be the end for Nicholas. A shame for him to lose out on the final race. Keith wants the thunderstorm now. Oh, huge wreck up front here. A lot of guys checking out. Caution's out again. Caution number 2. See some hood damage on that 17. Let's go back and see what started that after the pit stops, of course. We'll see that car sacrifice his back position, of course. But he might be one of the only ones that come down. Looks like the 92 of Madden to come down. Yeah, mixed strategy. See the 85 coming down pit road as well. 29 of Alonso. Might as well if you're that far back, I guess.
48.
99 is heavily damaged. Hope Torres, look at, there's nothing left on that car. I think we might have found the source of our caution here. Some of the lap cars coming down pit road. Heavy damage to that 99 car. Go back, car seems fine here under caution. That's strange. I could have sworn that car was all beat up. Alright, let's find out what caused that caution to come out. Oh, there we go.
I believe it happened. Oh.
There we go.
Big hit by the 17.
That's what happened. It was the 18 car colliding with the 66. And the 17 just came in a little bit too hot. Yeah, the 66 doing a deep dive. That 18 car was, I think, on the lead lap. No, it was not, but the 66 was, which is the crazy thing. A little too slow. There goes the 17, just doing a little clip, and the 61 just barely getting out of there. Set off a chain reaction on the low line. See too much damage from the other drivers here. So, back live now. 33 still up front, I believe. It's funny that you mentioned that, Keith. I did actually have my power flick on and off momentarily. Maybe I'd say about 20 minutes after the race last night. So lucky that we didn't lose power during the race. Archie McDonald gonna take his inside row starting spot. Will be the first car a lap down. 27th still. Torres up to 25th, so doing all right. Yeah, on the lead lap, she'll be more than fine to make her way into the final four. Oh, lap 77 now. 125. About 48 laps to go. Now I think everyone's going to need to pit at least one more time, so if this stays green the rest of the way, I could potentially see the guys that didn't pit this last caution to maybe take some tires with the fuel, as opposed to some that just did. They'll probably just need to take a splash. So we'll see if it stays green. Ron Marks struggling to get around some of these lap cars. In second most of this race. I think he was leading, led a couple laps, got an extra bonus point there. But Dave Grubb has been leading most of this way, dominating this race. Saw what happened yesterday, so I'm not going to mention too much more about him until it's time to go. These cars are lapped down. The 96 is in 4th place. Next car on the lead lap is the 66th. And we got Wayne King having a good day. Top 5.
He's up there in the top 5.
Top 5 for
Very
now.
good showing.
Got De Leon in 6th, and then the 41 of Paul Erickson. Find our next playoff driver. Like King is still 37th. He's 2 laps down now, so King is pretty much done for at this point. Just not doing enough. Poor qualifying spot. Just haven't really. Ooh, 19 blows up right in front of him.
Jones with problems.
Blows up right in front of these guys. Stacked them up a little bit, but no harm done. 29 of Alonso. They're in the top 10. Those playoff standings back up there. Should be close. I think that car even making his way up right now. You can see him. He's only 13th after pitting that last time by. I like Jack Carr's chances if this stays green right now. But Alonso, just a few spots ahead of him. It's there in case Torres, Marks, or Carr have more issues. Alonso's having a good run. That car on that high line be falling a few spots back. And we have the 85 of Dominic Hall, who was looking pretty good earlier on in this race. Second highest playoff driver, around the top 10, and looks like everyone else has played catch up, and he's stayed pretty much where he has been most of the day, maybe falling back a little bit. So Dominic Hall's going to need to do a little better. We'll see how he can make on for the rest of this one. Torres, well, the last car's on the lead lap right now. In 21st, it looks like. Just doing the bare minimum right now. 32nd place would lock her in on points, regardless of outcome. He's currently 25th. Sorry, 21st. Well, Dave Grubb getting a little bit of pressure from 3 cars a lap down. The 89, the 9, and the 5 car all pressuring Grubb to maybe get one of their laps back. That would be interesting. On Marks appears to be a little bit off pace right now. 2 seconds behind Grubb.
Al Johnson fighting to get back on the lead lap. That's a name we haven't heard from in quite a while since we've gotten into this, since he moved up to this series.
Yeah, Johnson was doing all right at Talladega on the earlier stages. Ooh, I'm getting bullied out of the way. We might have lost the feed.
I got it pulled up on my phone right now. It looks good right now.
Is it?
Yeah, all good.
Working on my end. I'm not sure. I don't. Still not working for me, but is it working for you for sure?
Yeah, it's working on my end. Ticker's moving. Everything's moving.
All right. And we will continue. Lap 92.
Oh, caution's out.
Got a caution. It's like the 89 was just barely able to get a lap back with the 9 car, so Motorsport's getting some laps back. Old-fashioned way. That car. What's he doing back there? I see some damage in the back there. That car, one of our playoff drivers, potentially involved in a wreck. Oh yes. Oh. Oh, the 84 car. Oh, it's like it happened before that. The 85 of Hall just getting impatient on the 92. The 84 just a victim in that circumstance.
Seems like he just cut down on them and didn't expect 2 cars to be there.
Yep. You would never expect to be 3 wide at Martinsville. The 85 just going for it all. Goes in a
Well, I mean,
little
once
too...
he got to lose, you know.
Yeah. Forcing your way into the final 4. Not a good strategy. That's not how you make friends. The 84, the victim in that circumstance. 85 and 92 getting away fairly clean. So, fast forwards here. Oh, we had another accident there with King and another Sovatech entry. Oh, the 84 pushing King into the wall. King already having a bad day as it was. This is a bit of a chain reaction. We'll see if like we had these guys come in for their final pit stop. Gonna take them all off sequence. Of course, the 84 car might have been alright on fuel. Go back live once everyone's made their stops. It's really weird, my acting funky right now. Give me 1 second, guys. We'll up. Alright, so I paused the live race anyway. Sorted. Looks like we have Dave Grubb still with Ron Marks. We got Timmy Hill up there in third for some reason. And Wayne King up in the top 5 still. Alonzo in 11th. All 14th after pushing his way through the field, sort of. 92 probably fell a little bit lower because they had to fix some damage. 84 Jack Cardinal 26th with McDonald back on the lead lap. That's a huge win for that team, but still got quite the gap to make up if they want to advance on to the next round. But to have our restart on lap 99. Steve Grubb still leading, but showing a little bit of weakness. The last green flag run, some of the lap cars getting the better of him.
Yeah, they'll be getting the better of him on this one with the inside line.
Yeah, Johnson was one of those 3 lap cars that were fighting to get their lap back, and only 2 of them got it, leaving Johnson behind, still 1 lap down. Hope Torres a little bit closer to the bubble now with 2 more cars back on the lead lap. She's 15th, but could still fall down quite a ways with any mechanical failures. The 26th of Nicholas King is 36th. 2 laps down. Likely playoff hopes are finished for that young man. Such a shame because he's had such a good season up until, I would say, 2 races ago. Kind of all fell apart. Ron Marks doing just enough right now. Potentially seal his way into Championship 4. Just a couple more laps to go. Stuck behind some lap cars. Letting Dave Grubb kind of walk away from this one. Dave Grubb and HRI have been on somewhat of a tear lately. Didn't win in season 1 in the trucks at all. Came to Xfinity and won at Texas. And this team's having a pretty good season overall. I mean, they could win the team points, obviously. Soto has had some great races. Won a race. Marks has won a race. Grubb has won a race. Could be on his way for number 2 today.
Yes, they've just been able to perform like none of the other teams out here right now. Being able to have all 3 of their cars win in a single season.
Definitely, I want to know if it's been done before. I'm not 100% sure if anyone's been able to do that with all 3 of their cars.
I don't think so.
VRM's won with both their cars, but has a team won with all 3 cars in the same season before? If anyone can tell me, let me know. If I had to guess, I would say maybe Attitude or Hughes.
Closest I can think of is, contact in the back.
Dane Garrett, heavy in the wall there. Or what that was about. It's the second incident Dane Garrett's been involved in and handful of laps. Just way out of the groove there. Flipping Hope Torres. Jarvie making his way up the field nicely. Already 16th now. Oh,
and another caution.
And I see some smoke. Where there's smoke, there is a yellow. Oh, the 84 banged up in the front now.
Oh, going behind
And,
the wall there.
and retired. Oh no, Jack Carr. Where did it all go wrong? It was the 69 and the 84, so a team car. Heavy contact.
Wow.
Oh. This makes it a little worse when it's your teammate that kind of does that for you. I would say the 83 came down on the 69. Heavy contact with the wall, leaving the 69 to bounce back up on the track, and the 84 collected. Oh. Unfortunate. That will end that young man's playoff hopes. Don't think there'll be any more pitting. Let's bring the points table back up for y'all to see. Jack Carr now eliminated with a retirement officially. Will finish likely 39th today. Yeah, so that's Zovatech involved in Hughes Motorsports playoff hopes again today. That's twice. Jack Carr will be finished, so that leaves either Sebastian Alonso, Dominic Hall, or McDonald potentially. Unlikely McDonald. Who's your pick here? Who do you think's gonna do it? Alonso or Hall?
I think here.
Got Hall in 10th. It's 3 points behind Alonso before this race started, and you got Alonso in 13th. So this is your playoff race. This just made everything a lot more interesting. Here's Hall. Hansen just cars behind.
Yeah, Jack Carr's in the 84. I don't know why. I thought he drove the 83 for some reason. So he's basically out of the playoff picture.
Yep. Jack Carr is for sure out. It's either going to be Alonso or Hall. Oh, sorry. Alonso is 6 points ahead of Hall. Sorry, I was looking at Nicholas King's points. So as it is right now, Alonso is moving on to Championship 4. Now, after...
I'd like to believe that Dominic Hall can get it done here.
So as it is, once you're in the top 10, the points start to climb up 2 points per spot. Once you're in the top 3, it goes up a little. Oh, sorry, to the top 2 to first, it goes up a little higher. So, so every spot you gain in the top 10 is actually 2 points, versus below 11th and lower, it's only 1 point. So as it is right now, with Alonso in 13th, he's grabbing himself 30 points today. With Hall in 10th, he's getting 34. So as things stand, he is 2 points out of the playoffs. Would have to resort down to the better finish, which I am looking up right now. Talladega. Looks like Hall finished in... Where did Hall finish? Talladega. Alonso finished 13th, and looks like Hall finished 23rd. And then if we go a little bit higher to Kansas, it was Alonso finishing in... Can I find this right now? 24th, and Hall finished 20th. So those aren't finishes to be writing home about. Looks like Hall would break the tie with a better finish than 10th here. Up 117 of 125. Hall still holding on to 10th. Alonso falling back to 14th, so now the gap is 1 point. Hall needs one more position, or he needs Alonso to fall back one more position. This is very close. That 24 car is on the lead lap, so this would be per position for Hall. Last time by, looked like he got it, so he is 1 point to the good now.
Oh, here we go. Good.
Alonso needs to get...
Alonso gonna have to...
Alonso dropping like a fly. He's dropped another spot, so it looks like the gap is 2 points to the good. Alonso needs to get down to that low line. If the 85 makes it in and the 84 does not, that's very controversial for Hughes and Sovatech.
Yes. Very exciting to wreck their way to get a car into the Final Four.
That will be an interesting topic of discussion on the Discord. We go up to the front here. Ron Marks still trailing his teammate and team owner Dave Grubb, looking for his second win in I think 4 races, sorry. Ron Marks doesn't need a win today if things stay the way they are, but I'm sure a win would help them gain some momentum going into Phoenix. Dave Grubb failing to make the playoffs just got hot at the wrong point of the season. 96 of Murphy having a good day, still 3rd place. Ford's in the top 4. For Chevy is 5th. Followed by the first Toyota in 8th. And for those Dodges, not having a good one. 14th is the highest Dodge right now. Lap 24. Dominic Hall in 9th place. Alonso down to 18th now, so looks like it might be all over for ART.
Looks like this is it.
Dave Grubb starts his final lap. Ron Marks following closely. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Dave Grubb comes off the corner and looks like he's going to win at Martinsville. A little further back.
There's your final playoff spot right there.
There you go. Dominic Hall gets the final playoff spot.
And this means that one of every single manufacturer in the series is going to be in.
How do you like that?
Final Four.
How do you like that?
Ford, Dodge, Chevy.
All different teams, all different manufacturers in the championship race. Thanks for that tidbit, Christian. That was that's something I probably would have missed. But Alex Jarvie, Hope Torres, Ron Marks, and Dominic Hall are all in the round of 4 championship battle. Dominic Hall making quite the comeback, 13 points up today in that Sheets Toyota Supra. Be going for it all at Phoenix. Congratulations to Dave Grubb, though. A dominating performance. Didn't crumble under the pressure like Keith Hughes did yesterday. Led most of the race.
After this race today, Dog Racing is going to have enough money to be able to field 3 Cup rides next season.
There you go.
So
something a lot of teams I think are
forward to.
You know what? I'm a little bit surprised, and I wouldn't say disappointed, but I'm shocked that not a lot of teams elected to do Xfinity this year. Out of the 18 guys, I think there's about half or so are in Xfinity, maybe a little bit more, but we didn't even get like 35 cars in Xfinity, which is what I would cut it off so we wouldn't have any more of these real drivers and like Timmy Hill stealing that 4th spot. But I wonder if Cup will be different if some teams are just excluding Xfinity and just jumping right into Cup. We'll see. But interesting tactics. I can't wait to see. I'm sure Cup will be a very popular place for all these teams. That's what everyone kind of came here to do, is to get a Cup ride and start a Cup team. But Keith never wants to race at Martinsville again. Well, I disagree. I really like the racing here. I think it makes for very interesting conclusions to playoff series, and I think this track is here to stay. So sorry to hear that, Keith, but I'm gonna keep this one on just for my own personal enjoyment. But
I mean, I like the racing here today. Had a little bit of drama here and there.
yeah, it was
All in all,
dramatic
not
to
a
say the
bad.
least. It's
All in all, not a bad race.
let's revisit that accident with
If I was Keith Hughes, I'd make sure that 85 had no shot at winning the championship next race.
yeah, that would be what lap was that wreck on with Hall? Can't remember now.
Oh,
Maybe it was this lap. Nope. I can't find it. Oh, there it is.
there it was.
I thought it was in the 90s somewhere. That's it. That's pretty much what sent Jack Carr's day around, literally. Put him in the bad track position he was in, be involved in with that 83 and 69 car. Sovatech not making friends with Hughes Motorsports this afternoon. Ooh. 3 retirements. Gallagher, Carr, and Jones. But overall, pretty good race. Looking forward to Phoenix. Thanks again for joining us all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know Keith probably didn't, but everyone else hopefully did. Thanks again for joining me, Tristan. We'll have you back soon. Hope everyone enjoys the All-Star race at Mondays of Thunder online today. I'm sure Irvin will be streaming that on his Discord or his Twitch account. So look for that on Twitch later tonight. But thank you for joining us here at Martinsville. We'll see you at Phoenix for the conclusion of the Xfinity and Truck Series Season 2.